I am so thrilled. In fact, it's actually even raining and gray outside, which makes it even better for me. Yeah, I mean, it's still 85 degrees, but whatever. It's because I live where I live. And I have absolutely... Ooh, that's thunder. There's very few times in my life where I see something that is going around mainstream media as a viral apparel and feel like I need it. This might be one of those times. Now, I absolutely hate the notion of purchasing from an overseas company like Shein or Temu. I genuinely don't like those companies. I feel like they completely take advantage of the consumerism concept. They take your information, they sell it. We've been there before. I don't need to go through it again. But when I see something that I absolutely love, I'm like, I need to make this. I need this in my life. And these viral overalls from the summer are that thing. But once again, I'm late to the party because it's October and I want them now. And 99% of that is because I found the fabric. I came across... You guys can't see that. You can't see that. There they are. So this is a 60 by 84 100% cotton tablecloth. It kind of feels like duct or it almost feels like either duct or lightweight denim. 84 inches is the equivalent of a 2 1/3 yard cut of fabric. And since it's 60 wide, that might, I'm keeping my absolute fingers crossed. I may need to supplement some lining fabrics elsewhere. I don't know. Or just pick my pattern accordingly because I haven't picked my pattern out. 2 1/3 yards should give us exactly what we need to make this happen. Let's open this up. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see her full... It was only $17 US. What does that math out to be? Alexa, what's 17 divided by 2 1/3?
17 divided by 2.3333 is approximately 7.2857.
All right, so a little over $7 a yard. I mean, that's not awful for denim. Oh my god. Yes. So the best part about working with tablecloths, I know you guys are gonna be like, oh my god, you're using another tablecloth again. Yeah, I am. The best part about using tablecloths is that they're pre-hemmed. All right, so I'm gonna go throw this into the washing machine, and I'll meet you guys back here to pick out a pattern. So I have got my fabric fully washed. It softened up a lot. I was expecting it to still have a denim or ticking feel to it, but it really, really softened up. It's kind of almost now like a thicker linen. That's not going to deter me from proceeding with this project though. I'm just hoping that I have enough of it. That's really my biggest concern right now. For my pattern, I decided to go with this Quick Look 3897. It is a traditional overalls. There's absolutely nothing fancy about it. They're like old school overalls. There are other patterns out there, so if you're gonna, sew along with me, you can use whichever one you have. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that I have enough fabric because my tablecloth was 60 inches wide by 82 inches long, and this calls for almost 3 yards, 2 and 7/8. So I'm cutting it really this is under what this needs. So if it doesn't fit, I may have to go back to the drawing board. The primary reason why I kind of want to go with a classic dungarees pattern is because I feel like, for one, this one comes small, medium, large, extra large, so that makes sizing much easier. I don't have to worry about it being super fitted. The other thing is I just really like the classic farmer cut. I don't know what else to call these, like, but the classic overall cut. I previously did my train conductor overalls with this pattern, and they came out cute. I wear them all the time, but they're fitted, and so it limits also what I can wear under them. And so I think with going with like this classic, like drapey look, I think will give me a lot more flexibility. So I proceeded with tracing and laying out my pattern just to see if it would fit, because I spent like 45 minutes looking at my other patterns, and almost all of them required more fabric. So I'm sticking with this quick sew one for now because the print runs horizontally across the fabric. The layout is different than it would be if it was like vertical. So I thought maybe of all maybes, this still might actually work. So let me flip you around so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so here is my fold, and the print is running this way. And that's the bib right here, which fits by the hair of its chinny chin chin. I don't have room for a second bib, which it's listed as the lining, but if I either don't line it and just do a roll hem, or if I line it with a solid, I think that that would work too. But otherwise it fits this way. And so we're okay. We're good. We're fabulous. I have from my stash a lot of this. It's a ticking, and it's not far off in color. It's not perfect, but it's not far off. So I think I can get away with using this for my bib lining. One of my favorite benefits of using the tablecloths is the fact that this is pre-hemmed for me. So this fake fly is kind of fun. The crotch seam gets sewed to this dot, and then from the dot up only gets basted. Then once the fly front is sewn in place, this basting will come out and it'll look supposedly like a regular fly without a zipper in the way. Supposedly. And like so, we have a false fly. How fun is that? Okay, pocket is on the bib. I added a bar tack at the top of the sides to make sure it was a little extra secure. And so now it is time to attach the lining to this. And then once the lining is on, attach it to the pants front. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so my overall fronts are completely assembled. And now it's time to do the back. The way this pattern has you do it is you completely assemble the front, and then you completely assemble the back, and then you sew the front to the back at the legs, but then the upper half is already done. I guess it's an interesting way of doing it. I've never done it this way before. Learning something new today, too. Okay, so I've got the pockets on. They're really hard to see, but here they are. I put a little tack bar at these pockets as well, so that way they have a little bit more structural integrity. Then this center seam got sewed up the middle. So this is actually the back seam, which I find it a little strange, but I'm going with it. This is a new experience. And then the shoulder straps get attached here, and then that's the little thing that will cover the shoulder strap seam. So this is actually quite a interesting way of assembling. Okay, I'm at the point where the front and the back get sewn together. The one gets flipped over onto the other. We sew the inside leg seams and the outside leg seams, and then attach the hardware. Oy, it is hot out there. So these are not the most figure flattering. My derriere looks a little bigger than it should be, but they're loose, they're cozy, they're comfy. I genuinely feel like I can wear them all the time, like very nice, lightweight. So I don't have any regrets in making them out of this material, and to be honest with you, I have no regrets whatsoever. I was a little worried about getting all of my pattern pieces onto that tablecloth, but my goodness, by not doing the bib lining matching, it's fine. So I would say go forth and buy yourself a linen tablecloth and make yourself some overalls. These are going to be total staples. Okay, my friends, that being said, I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I will see you next time. There's my girl. There's my little girl. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. He's the best puppy in the whole world. One husky for the puppy tax.